Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of Straight Up Show Podcast. I am your host, Calvin, and it is Music Monday. I hope all you are well fed, stomachs poking out now because Thanksgiving is over with and it is Christmas time in America right now. So if you're listening, happy holidays to you. I can finally say that because I don't really like Thanksgiving for whatever reasons, but but it's Christmas time, and so what a joyous time it is right now. It is the holidays, and Christmas is around the corner. So what better way to start the Christmas season off by having a Christmas song, soulful singer on the show? Today's episode, I have somebody that I've known for a while, met here and there. I don't think we have officially met. I think we met one time in person, but I know about her and her music. She is from my hometown. I love her music. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Miss Haley Brooke. Haley, how you doing today?
Hey, man, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming on the show. I know I've been harassing you to come on the show, but I finally got, I finally got you. I know you have a busy schedule, so we're not going to hold you too long. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Haley Brooke is a soulful singer, but let's get right into it. So, Haley, just tell us who you are. Just tell us all about you.
Oh my goodness. Just tell you all about me.
Yeah.
I hate this question. Uh, my name is Haley Brooke, as you have told everybody. I am born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I have been singing for, as long as I can remember. I remember like being on a stage and singing in like a children's choir as young as like 4 years old. So yeah, music is definitely a really important part of who I am. And I'm just so blessed that I have been able to do it for a living. It's amazing to be able to literally get paid to do something that you love. And so like I said, I've been singing for as long as I can remember. I started writing music. It was terrible, of course, but like elementary school, and I had a little band and everything, but then we disbanded because I was too bossy. And yeah, so music is and always has been an important part of my life. And yeah, I was involved in like musical theater growing up as a kid as well. I really loved theater. I want to say I started doing that in like 4th or 5th grade, and did for all through high school. And so I'm trying to think of anything else musically that I should tell you. I started taking piano lessons as, I want to say, a 6-year-old. And I just fell in love with the piano. Unfortunately, I never actually learned music theory and actually how to read it. I just memorized everything. So it's true what they say, that if you cheat on things, that you just cheat yourself in the long run. But I do play the piano. I play a little bit of guitar, not like great, but I play well enough to write and stuff like that. But I would love to be able to play well enough to perform with at some point in the near future.
Yeah, and I know COVID's been kind of, putting a damper on things, but yeah, like I said, you're popular enough to, just to get paid for it, and that's definitely humbling. I'm pretty sure it is. And kudos to you. Say, hey, I was bossy. Hey, but a real musician knows what they want. It's not really. I don't really think that's you being bossy. It's just it's an art. And it's your creativity. So I'm glad to have you because on the last Music Monday, we had a fellow Evangel Eagle on the phone on the interview with us, Josh Munns. And
Oh, I love Josh Munn.
and I told Josh this, and I said, it seems like everybody who went to y'all's high school has either become like a music artist, celebrity, or a pro athlete. Like I think that Evangel is the unofficial performing arts of our city. Like, think about it. Am I
um
wrong? Am I wrong?
You know what? I mean, I wouldn't say everybody from there, ends up, being in the entertainment industry or professional athlete. But I definitely know a lot of people who have, and I think it's just a testament to Denny Duran, who is my pastor, but he is extremely musical, and I think it's just kind of an overflow, like from the top, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, there's a lot of talent that has that's come through Evangel and the church that's associated with Evangel Shreveport community.
Yep, and you're no exception. So, and actually, the way I met you was because I'm hoping to get this group on our show. If you're listening, Shalif. Um,
I love those guys.
yeah, and I've been trying to get Shalif on the show, but actually, that's where I actually first saw you. Was that I think you all were working together at a show. I think at the El Dorado or something like that. I could be wrong. But I think that that's where I first saw y'all, and you were performing, I guess, or you went to go support them. And I was like, wow, this girl can whip.
That's probably what it was. I don't think we've ever performed together professionally. We grew up, in like church bands together and stuff, but I don't think we've ever performed together professionally. I would love to. I love those guys, Grayson and Shay. Morgan Thayard, he's awesome as well. Michael Brown, like we all go really, really far back, and they're incredible. And yeah, I probably was just out supporting them because I like to do that for other local artists, especially ones that have personal connection with. And so I know I've seen you a few places. I meet so many people, and I sing so many places, and I'm good with like faces, but I'm terrible with names, and I'm terrible at remembering how I meet people. But like I can see you and be like, oh yeah, I know you, but I can't tell you where we met.
It's fine. Well, I'm pretty sure it had to do with music, because even right now, music has brought us officially together. And so it's glad to see that we both have that common bond. We're going to have more with Haley Brooke, more about her style of music and what she has coming up on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Joy, joy, joy to the world. Joy, joy, joy to the world. The Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and nature sing.
Hey everybody, Lee here. And guess what? The reviews are in and the Straight Up Show podcast is a hit. Don't believe me? Well, listen to what one of our guest panelists, Dr. Monique Thompson, has to say.
Y'all listening to Straight Up and support this podcast, because I listened in before I came on the show. I liked what I heard. They're really focusing on keeping things real and being real with you, and I like that approach. So you guys support this podcast.
So if you want to listen, donate to the show, have a subject idea, or even want to be a guest, just contact us at straightupshow@gmail.com. That's straightupshow@gmail.com.
All right, so it's Christmas time, and we're back with Haley Brooke, the singer out of Louisiana, one of my favorite singers out of Louisiana, somebody that, I've grown to be fond of. But, for those of you who don't know Haley, can you tell people what's your style of music? I know you're a singer, but, I mean, what would you categorize your style of music and the way you sing?
You said, I know you're a singer. That's so funny. Man, that is, I feel like a difficult question for most singers, especially ones that are like ultra creative, because we like don't like to be put in a box. But at the same time, like with iTunes and like you have to like choose a genre, whenever you submit a song or a project, and so like they like force us to like choose. But I would say that I definitely have a pretty soulful vibe. I grew up listening to gospel artists. Mary Mary, Smokey Norfolk, like Hezekiah Walker, like those were like the only people that I listened to. So I definitely have a very soulful kind of background, just growing up singing gospel, in the church. But I also feel like I my goodness, I hate this question. So definitely I have a soulful vibe for sure. But I would say like especially whenever I gig, I really don't do much original music. Pretty much everything that I sing is cover stuff, and it's a wide variety. But I would say it just kind of like has an easy listening kind of a feel, like I love uh singing like, Nora Jones and, like some 70s soul, Bill Withers. So it's soulful, it's kind of smooth and easy listening. I'm debating on going a more kind of R&B direction on my next project. Not really sure how that'll work out, but yeah, man, it's kind of all over the place. But if I had to put like a specific kind of style, I would say like easy listening soul.
I like the fact that that you're just your style is just so unique. And the thing about me is that when you have artists, you can sing all day long, but your presentation and your promotion has to go with it as well. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
something that a lot of people where we come from don't have that, and you do. You have a great team behind you. Your support system is phenomenal, and like you give great presentation as well.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't know.
Yes. So, like I said, me, like, and I tell a lot of people, that I used to be a DJ in the Shreveport area. So, I mean, I've had people, you know, kind of give me their music, and I had the, I feel bad because I never told you that it sucked or whatever. So, but it's like you can see talent, and with you, um, I'll be the here's the bad part of the show. I'll be real critical, and I've told you this before, but I was like, man, she is too big for Shreveport, and like,
Aw.
I'm not saying it to be a disrespect. It's just that I can see you like in California or like or in Nashville because you're that talented. You know what I mean?
Wow, thank you. That
Yeah.
that means a lot.
I don't want that to come up as like an insult, but I was like, man,
No, I feel like most of us understand what it means when someone talks about, too big for Shreveport or whatever, and it's not anything derogatory. Shreveport has been an amazing place to start. Like, I don't know. I've only lived in one other city. So like I really don't know what to compare it to, but people give Shreveport a bad rep, but really like Shreveport is an amazing place to start. There are so many opportunities to play. I mean, it's insane. I think well, not now because of COVID, but pre-COVID, I mean, I can think of like 48 to 50, restaurant venues, bars that like have live music on a regular basis. And, it's really been a place that I've been able to really like hone my craft really quickly because there's been so much opportunity to play. And so, I mean, I will always appreciate Shreveport for that. Like, that has been priceless for me, and I'm sure for other people as well. I know for other people as well because I have friends who have, left Shreveport, gone on to like bigger and better things. So Shreveport is a great launching pad, but there is, this kind of ceiling that you hit just because Shreveport is not a mega city like a Nashville or Austin. It's almost like just because you don't really have the potential exposure to people within the music industry that could potentially help you along your journey, kind of help you get to the next level. It just doesn't exist in Shreveport because we're just not like a main, music kind of a city. It's a shame because there's so much talent here. I mean, it's ridiculous
Yeah.
how much talent is here.
And that's what I was hitting off at, is that there is so much talent. And I think that it just frustrates me as a music fan, especially of yours and people like Shayla. You all, I mean, y'all are just, it's like you're just a cough away from like superstardom. You know what I mean? And it's like just one cough, then you're there. And you think about it, man. We had Elvis Presley's like start in Shreveport. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, and it's just like, if we can just maybe have more radio play and support more local artists, and that can help out. You know what I mean? So that's just me being on my soapbox, because when I talk to Shreveport artists, it's like, oh man, I love y'all. Y'all are so talented. Like if you came out where I'm at, or you went to Austin, or like it's just. But like I said, it's always home, and like I said, you can make a living out there doing music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, your case in point. But enough of me being on my soapbox and being critical of my city. I want to ask you this.
It's a great city. I don't see it as you being critical. I think it's just very real. I think we just kind of we love Shreveport. We appreciate Shreveport, but at the same time, like, we know that if we want to expand, that we have to like leave,
Play their music on the radio. Simple.
Well, the hard thing is there's nothing local. Like everything, all the radio stations are, they're owned by like national companies and corporations. So even if people, they don't really have the freedom to just play your stuff because they have a playlist that they have to play. They don't really have any control over.
Yeah, and that's disappointing. But we'll just say a prayer and hope that one day the support.
Say a prayer.
Say a prayer. Hey, hashtag support local artists is a thing. Hashtag support local artists.
For sure.
Sure. Like I said, I've seen you go live. I've seen you in person. I just love your music. But with you being soulful, I know you gave us, you said that Hezekiah Walker and other people, but who are some other influences that, even right now that you kind of look up to, and, maybe some of your favorite artists right now?
Oh man, another hard question because I feel like it changes weekly. But I can definitely tell you some influences for sure in my sound. Like I told you, those gospel artists that I listened to growing up as a kid. But then, more recently, like I know when I first started singing professionally, which was about 7 years ago. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. December of 2013 is when I started my first gig. And I can tell you John Legend was like on my playlist every single week. I was obsessed with John Legend whenever I first started singing on a professional kind of level. I can also tell you, John Mayer, I'm a huge fan of John Mayer. He's one of those like extremely like versatile artists. Like to me, he can do it all. Like he can do like folky country stuff. He can do some really nice soulful vibes. He can do the pop. Like he just does it all. I really like Amy Winehouse. I'm sorry, I loved Amy Winehouse. She is oh my gosh, it just makes me sick thinking about her leaving us so soon. But she definitely was a and is a big influence on my sound. And then like there's some old school artists that I just discovered, you know, like right around the time I started singing professionally. Stevie Wonder, oh my gosh, you know, Bill Withers, Carole King, you know, to name a few. And then more recently, I got on this like Daniel Caesar, Snow Allegra kick. And so yeah, I mean, it's kind of all over the place. And there's, you know, a lot of artists that I like and I listen to, and you know, you can't really control how much you're influenced by an artist. But I will give you an example. I was recording in Stockholm, Sweden in 2015 for a project, and the vocal coach that was there helping me stopped me in the middle of recording and walked in the booth and was like, "Have you been listening to John Legend?" And I said, yes. And he was like, "Okay, stop." He's like, whatever you're doing, stop it." He's like, you sound exactly like John Legend, and that's not what we're going for. So that's just funny because I wasn't trying to do that. You know, it's just kind of like he's who I've been listening to. So there were certain ways that he sings that I was adopting unknowingly. So to name influences is kind of hard. Because I feel like we are kind of a collection of a lot of different people. That makes sense.
Yep. And you just blend it in and take it to your own style. And that's what music is. You know, same with rock and roll and rap, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but you just can't slide by and just not just drop Sweden and not tell us about Sweden.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was out in Stockholm for 2 weeks in March of 2015 working on a project. The project did not end up actually working out, but it was a really great experience. I had the honor and privilege of having Bernard Fowler, who was the background singer for the Rolling Stones, still is, as my vocal coach, and also working on BGVs. And it was amazing to work with him. The guitarist that we used, he was, I want to say, the guitarist for like Britney Spears' first several records. And it was an amazing experience. It was an amazing team that I got to work with. You know, I learned a lot. And Stockholm was amazing. Like, if I just had to leave the United States and like relocate somewhere, that's where I'd want to go. It was beautiful. Of course, I was there when it wasn't cold, so I probably would not want to relocate there because I'm a baby. But it was beautiful. The food was great. The people were nice. And most everybody spoke English, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
And yeah. And so yeah, it was a great experience. I learned a lot, good and bad. But yeah, I definitely was out in Stockholm for a couple of weeks recording in 2015.
Well, kudos to you. That's pretty good. We'll leave the bad stuff out because I'm going to ask you about that later on.
Hey,
but,
you know, hey, it all adds up, and it makes us who we are. So
yeah, and which has made you into a great artist. I love hearing your story. I'm glad that you came on our show. We're going to talk to Haley coming up next about her future projects. Make sure you stay tuned.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleigh song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Tired of the same old boring clothes? Want to support your favorite podcast but don't know how? Well, you're in luck. The Straight Up Show podcast store is finally here. In our Teespring shop, you can find all the merch that tells the world you're keeping it straight up. From t-shirts to masks to even leggings, our store has you covered. Just visit straightupshowpodcast.com and click that merchandise button. That's STR the number 8 upshowpodcast.com.
What's up, everybody? Brandon here with Straight Up. We want you to be mindful of the importance of wearing a mask out in public. We know it's uncomfortable, but believe it or not, you are saving a life. This virus has hit our community hard, and scientists are still looking for a vaccine. So wash your hands, practice social distancing, and most importantly,
wear a damn mask.
All right, so like I said, we're here with Haley Brooke, local artist, singer, songwriter, just all around talent. Big fan of hers, and you know she has dropped a brand new Christmas EP called "Christmas You and Me," and I got a chance to listen to it before I actually bought it. Make sure you go buy it, not illegally. I actually bought it. And I bought it, and it's only $5. You know, you can go ahead and get it. But it's a Christmas EP from Haley Brooke. And can you just tell us about Christmas, You and Me? Like, how did you come about that?
Yeah, I have always wanted to do a Christmas project. Christmas is like my favorite type of music to sing. I love like the big band, jazzy, traditional vibes of Christmas songs, and so I love singing Christmas music. Just always wanted to do a project. I was out for The Voice in LA in July, and that was like a month-long experience, and I'll have to tell you about that at another time. But I wasn't sure how things were going to turn out. But while I was there, I just was like ready to get back and like get to work. And it was, like I said, it was the whole month of July. So I go back August, and I just was so hungry to do something. And like I said, I've always wanted to do a Christmas project. And so I just was like, all right, I'm going to do it. This was my first multi-song project. I've only released 2 other projects, and they were singles in 2017 and 2018. So this was the first multi-song project that I had done, and I just was, like I said, I needed to do something, and so this is what I decided I was going to do. Talk to some local musician friends that are all ridiculously talented to have them play for the project, and they were all on board. It was a unique experience because of COVID. We all tracked in our own homes, and of course I recorded at a studio, but the guitar, drums, bass, keyboard, like everyone just kind of did it and then sent it in. And so that was a very unique experience, but it was so much fun. And I did 4 traditional Christmas songs because I don't like releasing something like a Christmas album and having all original stuff. But I definitely did not want to release a project and not have anything original on it. And so I wrote a song called Christmas You and Me, which is the name of the EP itself. So it's 4 songs that you'll definitely recognize, be able to sing along to with my unique version of it, and then an original written by me.
So you written Christmas You and Me. I heard it, and just if y'all listening right now, like I heard the whole EP. It definitely, because I'm not a big fan of Christmas at all. Because the meanings got different meanings now, and etc. But It's called me crazy, but my idea of Christmas is watching Home Alone. Like that feeling, like that's my kind of Christmas that I've always wanted. Like to wake up and jump in my parents' bed, and I probably break it now, but uh, but jump in my parents. It's Christmas, is Christmas. But your EP, the style of it, it does have that that vintage Christmas feel that we don't really see in today's age. It's kind of your style, but mixed in with some jazzy poppy. But that's kind of what I heard when I heard Christmas You and Me. So what's Christmas You and Me, like the song Christmas You and Me, like what's it about, and what was like your meaning behind writing the song?
So Christmas You and Me, if you listen to it, hopefully you do, you'll have a pretty good idea the meaning of the song. So I won't go through like it, lyric by lyric, but the gist of it is just somebody, not me. Everyone thinks I wrote this song about myself. I have always loved Christmas, period. So it just wasn't a concept that I had of somebody that, doesn't really look forward to Christmas because they're alone. And then, but they have somebody now. And so they're like all about it, and not caring about, having to cook and clean and, all the stuff that comes along with, having family over. And so it just was a very light, cute, just song of somebody that's been like essentially a Mr. Scrooge. And then they met somebody, they're with somebody, and now they're like, I did the end of this song lyric is "No more Mr. Scrooge, my blue is now red and green." Like, to me, that kind of sums up the meaning of the song. And yeah, I know that there are a lot of people that feel that way. The holidays are a hard time for a lot of people. It's great, when you have family and friends to spend it with, but if you're alone, like, the holidays can be depressing. And so that's just kind of where I wrote it from, the perspective of somebody that hasn't really been about it, but now that they've got somebody, they're all about it.
Yeah, and like I said, just I I love it, and just with everything going on right now, this is definitely a great album to get to put you in the mood for Christmas, because it has been a just an unusual year this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so Christmas will be different for a lot of people, especially we're hoping that some people don't, travel as much. But for those of you staying at home right now, this album will definitely get you in a Christmas spirit. So I think you should definitely go out and get Christmas You and Me, and then pop in Home Alone so you can have that full feel of Christmas. But I mean, outside of your music and Christmas You and Me in particularly, why should people not only get Christmas You and Me and listen to your music? Why should people listen to Haley Brooke?
Oh my gosh, I hate this question. I'm like the worst seller of myself. All right, let me think. I would say okay, so Christmas You and Me, like I said, it's got 4 traditional songs you'll know and you'll want to sing along with. But they're very, in my opinion, they're very unique renditions, and they're kind of fun and funky and like something you wouldn't really expect. And I can tell you that my mother, in her unbiased opinion, she even wrote a review on iTunes. It was so cute. She loves it. My mother would tell you to buy it. So that's all you really need to know. I'm just kidding. And I do have a project, hopefully, that I'll be starting to work on the first quarter of 2021. And that actually will kind of be like a coming out project. Like I said, I've done some things in the past, but I've spent a lot of time, trying to figure out the sound that I want. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things for any artist, is to like, I mentioned we don't like the labels of giving us a genre. and it's because like, we want to be all of the things. And so I just spent some time, trying to figure out what I want my sound to be. And so the previous projects that I released, the singles, they're not really where I'm headed as an artist. So they're great. You should definitely check them out. They're solid songs, but I decided to kind of go a different direction. So my next project will be, like I said, it'll be soul, but it'll lean a little more like R&B. But I'll tell you, my music is very real. I write about my own personal life, my own personal struggles. And so, I try to do that because I think music is such an important tool as far as it comes to like being therapeutic. Like there's something to when you're sad and you just went through a breakup to like turning on Adele, like never mind, I'll find. Like there's something like oddly comforting about being able to relate, to lyrics. And so that's really one of the main reasons that I, decided to pursue music in the first place. Like, I think that those of us that have been given the gift of it have a responsibility to, music is therapeutic. Like, we write about breakups, we write about when we're happy, like, it's an outlet. Not everybody has that outlet. So I think it's our responsibility to like be that outlet for somebody else. And so, I write from the heart, I write uplifting stuff, but I also write really real stuff. And so I don't know if I sold myself very well.
I mean, you did. And I'll tell you this, okay? I know in TV, when we're doing like when you're going for a job, the first 15 seconds can make or break you. And, just listening to your EP in the first 15 seconds, I was sold. I know that it was good money bought,
Thank you.
And so that's not me just, trying to like kiss up to you. That's me being real, but that's you. And I think that you have sold yourself. If she hasn't sold you yet, let her music do the talking for you, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. But Haley, before you go, and I want to thank you once again for coming on our show. But before you go, do you mind just telling people how they can hear all your music and get in contact with you? And maybe if you're an artist, maybe work with Haley Brooke.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on, Instagram. My IG is I am Haley Brooke. You can find me on Facebook. And as far as being able to find my music, you can find it pretty much anywhere digitally. iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, Tidal, Spotify, Pandora, all of the things, as long as you know how to spell my name, which is Haley and Brooke with an E. And yeah, you can find me pretty much anywhere.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Haley Brooke, singer-songwriter. Thank you once again for coming on the show.
Dude, thanks for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
All right, and you're welcome. I hope you do come back on our show, because we definitely enjoyed you. But hey, before you go, you don't mind give us a little something before you go, right?
Sure.
All right. Well, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, help me introduce once again Miss Haley Brooke.
December can be the loneliest number it's been for me in the past. Just waiting for the holidays to be over. Now I want them to last. Normally I don't care for the lights or decorating the tree, but this Christmas it's you and me. If you got nobody to bundle up with, why wish for snow? enjoy the carols and bells when you're all alone. But this year I'm singing and happy as I can be, 'cause this Christmas it's you and me. So bring on the traffic, hustle and bustle, I don't even mind. The shopping, wrapping, cooking and cleaning, I'll do it all with a smile.